Perfect timing.
Perfect timing. We were going to welcome you to the Principals Podcast. We first want to welcome Sarah Sutton's dog. You are live here with the girls softball team, but joining us today, we have Mr. Chaim, who is recovering from tuberculosis. How are you?
I'm here. Yo, yo, yo.
Miss Pavicek, how are you?
I'm doing great. Good to see everybody.
And we have on today's show, girls softball team, girls in which I have known since kindergarten and first grade, who are unbelievably going to be graduating. So they feel young, we feel old, but today we're talking softball. So let me just go for my window. City Nagy, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Excellent. Sarah Sutton, how's things in your bedroom with your dog?
It's going good. I'm trying to keep her busy so she doesn't start barking.
What's the name of your dog?
Coda.
Dakota? I've
Coda.
met your dog. Yeah. At softball games.
Mm-hmm.
Amy O'Brien, otherwise known as Aim Bob, or even shorter, Bob. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Excellent. Josie Lococo, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Excellent. You're staging fort out there in Munson right now?
Yeah.
Okay. And another nickname, Madison Zambori, otherwise known as Zombo. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Excellent. And we have another Sydney in the group, Sydney Murray, who's at work right now. How's things going on with you?
I'm good. How are you?
Awesome. So these are the Fab Six. They are the senior leaders. They were the leaders last year on the team. We have two current on this podcast captains, 2 years in a row, Sydney Nagy and Amy O'Brien. I'm going to start with you two. I wore this for a reason. I don't know if you can see it. Wearing Shard and Storm. All of you played for the Shard and Storm, or have played, or have subbed for the Shard and Storm. You all have played together. What is the chemistry like with the senior class?
I would say that our chemistry is like really, we're all really tight with each other and we all like love being around each other. I think we all get along like super well, which then also plays like a really awesome part like when we're on the field, just because we kind of all can get along in like on the field and off the field.
There's no doubt about that. And Amy, I'm not cutting you off. I'll let you continue. I see it with my own eyes. You guys have a lot of fun together, but you have a great focus. Go ahead, Amy.
Yeah, I just think we all have a lot of fun together. And like you said, we've known each other for forever too. So we just kind of get out there and have fun. Yeah.
What I love this sport. I've coached varsity baseball forever and obviously travel softball. So I love baseball, softball. I don't want to disregard the other sports, but you grew up playing this game. I love the competitive nature that you girls have. I love watching it come together, and it just takes like one spark to get things going. What I really want to talk about is is team goals. So do you let's be realistic, because I could do this for 4 different seasons and then everyone's like, we want to win a state championship. We want to be league champions. But those are all goals. But what are the individual goals per game? What are your goals that you can get to greater goals? Do you have goals as a team for each game? Dead silence. Zombo, do you think so? Do you have team goals besides the ones we mentioned?
Yeah, I mean, I think definitely a main role is to have fun, and we all want to succeed and win games.
So that is extremely important. There's been an evolution in high school sports, specifically in boys baseball and softball, where travel becomes where you make your money. And then in the school sport, you're doing it for pride and to have fun, and all the while be competitive. That has been an evolution in the last 20 some years. So at the high school level, having fun is so important. Josie, which way and in what ways do you guys, as girls, as teams, how do you have fun knowing that you have a job, but how do you make it fun?
Sometimes we're not serious. Like, we're serious, obviously, like when we're playing, but we just try to have be funny and like make jokes with each other and just have fun.
So how many times have you heard, and this is my point of talking about goal setting. You want to win the conference. You hear it consistently from your coaches to beat the team up north. So much that it's like ingrained when you see it, hear it, you know it. And you want to win the conference. You want to take it far into the playoffs as far as you possibly can. But it all starts with the little things, obviously the things you can control. Attitude, effort, approach that goes in there. First pitch strikes, making hard contact, being aggressive. So Sarah Sutton, when you getting into a funk out there, how do you recenter yourself so that you can do the little things to make hard contact?
I just focus on what I've been taught my whole life, how to correct myself, and I don't let my mistake or like my funk get the best of me, and I forget about it. I move on and I focus on getting better and what will happen.
So Amy and Sydney, you are two of the three pitchers that are kind of stationed to throw this year. How do you two, obviously you are fun with each other. You're all fun with all of the girls, but pitching is a totally different animal. When it comes to, I pitched in college and it can be a head game. Like you can get in between your own ears and cause your own problems. What do you do to stay loose so that you can focus on each pitch, each at bats, and so that you can, get through that one out, get through that inning, and or get through that game? What are the things that you do to stay focused as a pitcher, both of you?
I always try my best to stay like loose and relaxed on the mound. And just like I always rely on my defense because we have a really good defense. So I know if I just throw strikes that my defense will cover me. And yeah, I just try and stay like loose. Don't like think about mechanics so much and just try and have fun and relax.
What about you, Sid?
Yeah, same what Amy said. I just control what I can control, and I know that my defense will be behind me no matter what. So throwing strikes is really what matters. It doesn't really matter if you're trying to strike them out or not because your defense has your back. And yeah, same what Amy said, you just got to stay loose because when you get in your head, that's when you start getting tight and throwing balls and walking girls. So really just try to have fun while being serious about throwing strikes and stuff.
Yeah, let the opponents hit the ball, because here on this podcast, you have two corner girls. You got Lococo on the hot seat there at third base. You have Zombo, who's a former catcher who scoops everything up at first base. And then you have the best outfield in probably the Northeast region of Ohio that I can recognize, with Nagy making dives in left that could be right behind the shortstop. Aim Bob, who is all over God's creation in center field, but you can replace her with Sarah Sutton, and Sarah Sutton, who can run into a fence and chuck a ball home. You're not going to make many mistakes in the outfield, and you're not going to make many mistakes in the infield. So it's just like trusting each other. So I think, would you say that the trust comes from just being together for literally 10 years of softball, that you just know and instinctively know things about each other?
I definitely would say that. I just think when we're off the field, we can trust each other then, so that way it kind of transfers onto the field. When a play needs to be made, that trust just kind of takes place there, and then you just know that that person will take over and make the right play and the right decisions.
I have two last questions before I'm going to transition over to Miss Pavasek, and then Mr. Heim will close out with this fun game. One, what are you looking forward to the most leaving in 36 hours for Myrtle Beach? What are you looking forward the most?
I'm really excited for the team bonding. Last year when we went down the Myrtle, I feel like it was just a really fun experience in general, playing softball, but I'm more excited about the team bonding and especially getting to know the underclassmen better too. They're on varsity and I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, I would agree too, and I'm really excited to see the competition down there. I know we're playing two different state champs that won last year. So I think that's like great competition for us to come back to and like use against like the teams that we'll play when we get back home.
I'm excited to play outside and outdoors because, well, we don't get to do that very often, especially during this season, preseason. We aren't outside very much. So I'm excited to be outside.
Yeah, I agree with Sarah. I'm ready for some warm weather to not have to pitch in like 3 different layers, and all the team bonding will be fun. I remember last year when we got back, we were just like 10 times closer, and it really didn't feel like practice. It just felt like another hangout session, and it was just excited for that.
How about Zombo?
I agree with everything they said. I don't know. I'm excited to just like hang out with everybody in the warm weather. That's for sure.
Warmer weather for sure. Josie, you looking forward to anything?
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to the team bonding. Like, I feel like last year we had so much fun down there, and I feel like this year it's just going to be more fun because we're seniors. It's our last year, so I'm excited.
Yeah, this is we're turning a page. I mean, literally the foundation of Chardon varsity softball will be graduating. The foundation, the founding sisters, and you have to leave the legacy. There's been others before you, but nowhere in comparison to the leadership of this class. You can't even talk about it in the same conversation. We've had extraordinary individual athletes come through Chardon softball, but nowhere near the amount of like relationship and competitiveness of all of you and your teammates. Because there are some that are not even on this podcast that are enormous contributors also. The last question I have, and this is the fun one, are nicknames. Then what they're Aim Bob. Okay. You have a nickname. Love it. Zombo, you have a nickname. Sarah, do you have a nickname?
Bear.
You're Bear. Okay.
We all call her Sarah Bear.
Sarah
So
Bear.
just becomes Bear.
So what does everyone call Sydney Nagy? Do you have a nickname, Sid?
I don't really
Or is
think
it just
so.
Sid?
I don't know if you guys have one that you guys would say.
I think she's just known as Cha. She just says it so much that it's just like Sid is Cha.
Josie, do you have a nickname?
I'm not even sure. I mean, Grace just started to call me Jay Sizzle, so that one. But I don't.
Jose.
I think it's
Josie's Jose.
Jose. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
that's
there's
right.
Jose, there's Joe's.
Yeah.
And I don't even know. Does Sydney Murray, do you have a nickname?
We call her Sid. I call her Sid Murr. I know everyone calls her Murmur sometimes.
Okay. There's others on the team, and they'll have to wait their time to be on the podcast to hear their nicknames. But I'm so looking forward to your walk-up songs. Did anyone change theirs?
did.
Sarah Bear, you changed yours?
I changed mine.
Is it Nicki Minaj?
No, it's not.
Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see. So I'm going to transition to Ms. Pavasek. What kind of questions do you have for the ladies today?
Well, first of all, I just want to say how impressed I am by all of you. You have such mature perspectives. And obviously that's going to enable you to be amazing at softball this season. And I'm super excited to come to your games. But you're going to be able to take all of that with you in your lives. So all of the experiences that you had aren't just going to prepare you to be great at softball, but for much, much more. So I just want you to know how impressed I am by your perspectives and all that you shared. So you guys have obviously been together for a long time. So 10 years. So that's a lot of time to play together. So what would be, if you were to say one highlight favorite memory of playing together as a team that you want to share? Would you be willing to share? So one favorite memory.
I will start off and say that my favorite memory was beating Riverside 2 times in a row when they were undefeated. I thought that was a pretty big memory for us, and I think like we all just like really like loved that moment just because it was like a really big moment for all of us.
Very cool.
I'm kind of going to go along with Sydney. Back in 2021 when we won conference, It was against Mayfield, but that whole year was just a great year, and especially beating Riverside that year too. But I'd say winning conference in 2021 was my favorite memory.
Awesome.
I think all of our El Patron memories are awesome. Like we go to El Patron all the time, and it's just super fun to go.
I was gonna say the same thing. All of our outside of softball and like all the things we've done outside of softball are my favorite memories.
My favorite was probably Myrtle from last year. It was just so different. Like I've never really done that before, like gone on like a spring break trip with, my team. I just had a lot of fun and I'm actually really excited this year.
I'm gonna have to agree with Sid, but I can't remember if it was Sid or Maddie Russo, but somebody stole the catcher's helmet, and that was just like hilarious, and that was just like a highlight of that year.
It was a total accident. I did not mean to do that, but I did in fact do that on accident.
Well, because as you guys know, it's obviously about doing your best and playing your best, but it's about having fun and the connections that you make with each other and all the memories. So I hope the seasons are great. Last season for you all, and I'm super excited to be able to see you perform. So best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Yep. We
Thank
get
you.
to transition to a little game of this or that with Mr.
Yeah.
Hyam.
We're going to start with that. But, real quick, the special thing about Ripken is that the boys come over and watch you guys. You guys go and watch them. They're going to run their mouths and say they're state champs. But I think if you guys played them by softball rules, I would have the money on you guys in a run rule. Is that fair to say? Or do you think they might be able to play with you guys this year?
I definitely think we'd come out on top on that one for sure.
You're playing softball rules.
Softball rules, it could be a run rule. Yeah, I'm not sure they would. I mean, who would they throw? And it would be more of a lob city. So, I mean, those fences are short at Ripken. So, I think the money's on you guys. So is that a special moment you guys enjoy seeing, the teammates come out and support you and Ripken?
I thought it was pretty awesome last year when the captain of the Crazies was going ham in that game that was tight 2-1 victory. And I really took the momentum and speed of the game. Now, they couldn't do it often because they were playing at the same time, but when they did, vice versa, you girls to theirs and they were at yours. It was awesome for sure.
So I looked at the weather, Murray. The weather's going to be great. Just one day you're going to have some rain, so make sure you bring your sunscreen, okay?
Awesome.
So
what's the theme today of this or that?
Well, we're going to be on the funny side, more ladylike. We'll see what, just jump in. All right, guys. So we'll start with the most important one. Do you want to be feared by all or loved by all?
Loved by all.
Definitely loved by all.
Yeah, loved by all.
Loved by all.
So if you're going to be loved by all, do you want to smell more like onions or garlic?
Oof.
I feel like garlic.
Garlic.
Because like garlic bread smells good.
And I'm sure you guys do this at home. I mean, always. I'm sure you never hear this from your parents. Do you have a dirty bathroom or a dirty kitchen?
Both.
Sometimes both.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, I could see Sydney's working right now, so I'm sure where she's going. But would you guys rather have more time or more money in your future?
More time.
More time.
More time.
Probably more time.
More time. All right. And this I got to be honest. This is not my thing. I'm still trying to learn. I just tell my boys, help me with this. Is it Instagram or is it TikTok?
TikTok.
TikTok. TikTok.
Okay. So the Chinese knows everything about Chardon High School, don't they?
Well, they're just saying that because the question before, they all said time, and then
Yeah.
TikTok connects really well with that,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
steals a lot of their time.
A lot of their time.
Aim Bob.
So when you guys go out for breakfast, is it going to be pancakes or waffles?
Pancakes.
Pancakes.
Waffles.
Okay. So and I know with spring break coming up, you guys will be doing a lot of this. Will you be reading at night or will you be writing at night?
Neither.
Sure.
The first honest answer of all came from Nagy saying neither. Perfect.
I respect that, Sydney, to be honest. It's good.
You're going to be reading more than you'll be writing because you'll have to read some menus.
Yeah.
And you guys need a break. You know, balance is really important. So it's good to be able to go on spring break, enjoy softball, and have some time to recharge.
So I'm going to leave you with one last one. All right. And it's a difficult one. And I know you guys never got in trouble before when you were young. But if you did, would you rather brush your teeth with soap or drink sour milk because you got in trouble?
Ugh.
Brush teeth with soap.
Brush
Yeah,
your
brush your teeth with soap.
Well, I got to say, you guys are a great group to watch. I do predict a lot of wins down in Myrtle Beach. I'll be down there with the baseball team, but I'm sure we'll be around seeing you guys. So good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, girls, just a couple last things. I want you to think about someone you want to give gratitude for as we close out. But while you're processing that gratitude, let's go around, because obviously with one door closing, another door opens. Where's everyone going to school in the fall? I guess I'll just go with my whole Sydney Nagy to Sarah to Amy to Josie to Madison to Sydney. So, Sydney Nagy, where are you going?
I am going to Ohio University.
What are you studying?
I am studying interior architecture.
Oh, that's some good stuff. Hey, Sutton, what are you going to be doing?
I haven't decided yet if I'm going to college yet, but I know I'll be joining the Air Force at some point.
Excellent. Hey, Bob, did you make a decision yet?
I'm most likely going to be going to Ohio University, and I'm not sure what I'm going to study. I'm undecided.
What about Josie?
I'm going to Ohio University. I'm studying nursing.
Zambori.
Ohio University, and I'm undecided, but probably something with math.
You hear that, Chaim? It made the podcast. Math.
You know what? And we had a streak of like 3 in a row without it said. So
Hey,
thank you.
Zambori,
Back.
get your degree in math, 7 to 12. Come back, be a part of the Chardon team, be a coach. You'll be hired. And Sid Murr.
I'm going to Lake Erie to play softball.
That's what you're studying?
Oh, well, no, I'm playing softball, but I'm going for business.
Excellent. Today, let's give an opportunity on this beautiful spring day that's raining in Northeast Ohio to give some gratitude. Let's work backwards this time. So, Sydney Murray, who would you like to give gratitude this week?
I want to thank Tosti this week, just because he's always so positive and he's just like a kind face, and he's always there to like brighten your mood no matter like what is wrong, and he's always there to support you.
Zambo.
I'm gonna thank Aim Bob because she's always been there for me, and like she'll cheer me on whenever I get a good hit or something. I don't know.
Go ahead, Josie.
I want to thank Sydney Nagy because she is always supporting me and helping me like learn new things, and is always cheering for me and making me laugh. So
Amy.
Thank you, Madison, for the shout out. And I wanted to shout out Kenzie Kilpeck because she works really hard behind the plate, and she's just always in like a good mood, and she's always ready to work hard and be a good catcher, and she's a leader.
Good old sunshine. Sarah.
I want to thank Grace Ligon for making sure I keep my sanity every week, because she's the only person I know that can make me lose it. So she's just building me up.
Cindy Nagy.
I am going to shout out Amy and Grace because I think they've been working really hard, and I think they're really good leaders, and especially like to Grace for being the captain this year along with me and Amy. So I think that's a really big accomplishment for Grace.
Ms. Pavasek, we're about to go on break. You want to give a shout out?
Sure, I was just thinking of who I wanted to shout out. There's so many. But I did want to shout out Mrs. Tasnik and Mrs. Kroenke because I went to the NHS induction ceremony on Tuesday, and they did such a great job, and they're so committed to, our student body and our whole school and all of those things. Wonderful programs that we have are only possible with teachers who are willing to dedicate their time to making it happen. So shout out to Mrs. Tasnik and Mrs. Kroenke for all their hard work.
Mr. Hyam?
Personal note, shout out to my two boys for taking care of me the last few days. Had a little illness, so they were able to take care of me, get me back up to school. So that was awesome. And their gift for doing that is a week away in Myrtle Beach. So I think that's a good trade.
I want to give a shout out to, as we talk softball, all of our parents. They sacrifice a lot, not just for the season, but throughout the summer, throughout years of packing the car and having the snacks and going here and sacrificing time because of love. So my shout out goes to all your parents, all softball parents and baseball parents, anyone that's a parent that has kids involved in activities, but we're talking softball. So all of your parents, girls, I mean this. I'm taking off my principal hat for a moment and just telling you as a dad and as a person that loves the sport, I truly mean that I appreciate you. I do love you girls as the young ladies that you've become. I love the leadership that you have, and I look forward to all of the memories you're going to make this year and all the success that you have on and off the field. So focus on the individual goals that you have that are between the lines, like, first pitch strikes or making hard contact or, making the plays, because all of those will lead to your team goals. So good luck this week. Come back nice and rosy with a bunch of W's, and always, girls, go Toppers.
Thank you.
It was so much fun.
Thank you.
I guess the last question is it Amy or Zamba? Who's responsible in 8th grade?
Amy.
That's
Hey, Bob.
That's
We're
Amy.
gonna find out. We will find out by graduation. See you guys.
Thank you.
Bye.